Hello, and welcome to the Lucy Liu Show, the fueling station for your mind, business, and life. And now, here's your host, Lucy Liu.
Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to episode 140 on the Lucy Liu Show. This is LL. Thank you for being here, and I wish you nothing but oozes of confidence in living your epic life. Managing your life and business is hard work, but in order to continue to grow, you have to balance your work, and if you want true freedom, at some point, you'll come to a point where you need to seek help. Today on the show, I have Nicole Bandis. She is the founder and CEO of Virtual A Team, a virtual service agency helping overwhelmed coaches and consultants work less and accomplish more. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How to delegate smarter and work less. We always hear about virtual assistants, but is a virtual assistant the best first person to hire? And can you afford to outsource right now? These are the questions we want to answer today. So enjoy our conversation. Welcome to the show, Nicole.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
I love what you do because we both managed to create a life where we can work less than 20 hours a week. It's an amazing life. For me, it's because I love living, actually spending time and enjoying life and being with my family. How about you? Why did you do that?
You know, part of it started when I was younger. I've been a chronic migraine sufferer most of my life, so I had to figure out how to work smarter instead of harder. And then I just sort of grew into this idea that I love being able to travel in my RV and spend time with my granddaughter, who's 2.5 now, and just enjoy the things that we often say, I'll get to that when I retire.
Exactly. I know we both love nature. So hiking, difficult trails, definitely something we need to do when we're younger. Okay, but how did you manage to reduce your workload to less than 20 hours?
You know, it has been a chronic work in progress for many years. And one of the biggest things that I decided to do was just to commit to doing it. I had to make that a goal. I had to make it a priority in my life. Instead of, focusing on kind of in the back of the mind, you're always like, I should work less. No, this became I will work less. And from there, it's creating systems and automating and delegating and doing all of the things that we talk about on the surface to be more productive. But instead of being more productive so I could do more work, I became more productive and more focused so I could have more free time.
Mm-hmm. So time management is at the core of what you do. What are 5 ways you help entrepreneurs better manage their time?
It starts with a foundation of really getting down to the mindset. Why do you want to manage your time? Why do you want to be more efficient? And understanding where that comes from, because we can have all the tools and systems in place, but if we don't have the right mindset around those things, those tools and systems aren't going to be successful. What we do here at Virtual A Team is focused on delegating, but we help our clients to create those systems and automations so that even if we're not doing the hands-on things, they're still getting done. They're still being more efficient with their time. And we also hold them accountable. We talk to them about, what do you want to accomplish this week? And even last week, one of my clients came to me and said, gosh, I've got this new speaking opportunity I wanted to do. So let's shift all our focus over there. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Is this speaking opportunity going to lead to something bigger and better for you? Or is this just a fun opportunity? And she had to, I was checking her. I was doing a little coaching with her, just checking her to see where her head was to make sure that she was making the best decision for her and her time.
Mm-hmm. What else would you say is a top tip for entrepreneurs wanting to manage their time better?
I would say really focus on getting enough sleep and eating right, and exercising. I know it sucks, but it's amazing how much more effective we are when we're eating right, sleeping well, and getting some extra exercise. Those three things are probably overlooked in our business world. And we always think, I don't have time to do that. But honestly, I'm going to tell you, you don't have time not to.
So back to the basics, right? This is why with every single client, I start with their own dream calendar. And I make sure that these three things, I love how you said it because I always tell my clients to put sleep, food, and workout first on their calendars because we always forget them because they're so basic, right? But it's essential for a thriving life.
Oh, for sure. It's not only do we forget it, but we almost deliberately choose to deprioritize it because we're so busy doing everything else.
Right. But you always have time for your priorities. So those needs to be your top non-negotiable priorities.
Yeah, investment. It's an investment in future productivity.
Absolutely. So as an entrepreneur, I get millions of pitches for assistant in my business in every way. So why I should reframe this? When you need to do your next hire, why is a virtual assistant good for you or not? What's your opinion?
VAs are fantastic at what they do. They are usually very good at being very task oriented. You give them a task and they go knock it out of the park. They're good at things that are already structured and systematized, but they're often not great at being proactive. They're not great at self-direction, and they're not great at doing a lot of different things. So if you're interested in managing and you like to manage people and make sure that they're staying on top of things, a VA is a very affordable fit as your next hire. But if you don't really want to trade your time doing the things for the time managing the person that's doing the things, then they might not be a good fit. There might be a better fit out there. For example, an agency or an online business manager might be a better fit for you.
What do you see is the biggest struggle with entrepreneurs trying to delegate?
It's one of two things. Either they struggle with the idea of trust because they're a little bit of a perfectionist. This is our baby. This is the thing that we've given birth to. And it's hard to accept that somebody else is going to trust and care about our business as much as we do. And if it's that, it's, just the overwhelm of knowing where to start and figuring out how do I go about hiring that person? Because heck, I didn't get into business to hire virtual assistants or delegate or outsource. That's not why I started. Well, it is why I started a business, but it's probably not why you started a business.
So what would you say are the steps to delegating smarter?
I love this. And it's the foundation for what I built with Virtual A Team. To delegate smarter is really to focus on how are you training the individuals that you're bringing onto your team? Are you giving them the kind of training that's going to help them be project managers, or are you just giving them a list of tasks to complete? When we take the time to onboard our team members more effectively, we spend the time to help them get to understand who we are, what our business is about, what our expectations are, and those kind of things. And then also to train them to be problem solvers, then that's delegating smarter. But if we're just handing them systems and saying, here, duplicate this process over and over again, there's still a lot of our time and effort that is involved in that with, assigning the tasks, reviewing the tasks, redoing the tasks because they weren't done well in the first place, and never actually getting around to training the people to do that stuff on their own.
So when do you think an entrepreneur is ready to outsource?
There's never a wrong time to start outsourcing. Really, at any point, there are opportunities for outsourcing. So even if you're brand spanking new in business, you can outsource things like the creation of your website or your logo design or getting somebody to help you with your brand elements. You might not need all of those things at the very beginning, but certainly you can if you have a big enough budget to start with those things. So really, it's at that point where you begin to get so overwhelmed. You're losing track of your clients. You're not following up when you need to. Invoices are slipping through the cracks, and it becomes more of a job to manage your business than the amazing thing that you set out to create for yourself.
Thank you. And for your business, are you more of an OBM or a VA team?
We have a blended approach, and that's one of the things that I love most about Virtual A-Team and the way that I designed it. We connect our clients with a director. Their official title is Director of Stuff You Don't Have Time to Do, because truly that's what they are. And that is your classic OBM, online business manager. That person's going to be the one point of contact with our clients. And then they're going to facilitate all of the work that the VAs and the experts are going to do behind the scenes. So whatever it is that may need to be done, you don't have to have one generalist that kind of knows a little bit about most things. With Virtual A-Team, you get that director to manage all of the specialists on your behalf. So you don't have to manage all the people. You don't have to work to find them, to hire them, to train them, to do all the interviewing, all of that good stuff. We do it all for you.
And are your virtual assistants overseas or in the States?
All of our directors are currently based in the United States by coincidence, not by any specific choice. And our experts are all over the world.
Thank you. In your days running your business, what is a favorite quote that you go by?
You know, I got to say, it's not specifically business oriented, but the one that I happen to have on my wall is not all who wander are lost. And I really love that quote. One, because I love nature and hiking, but two, because it just says to us that sometimes entrepreneurship doesn't take a direct path. And just because you might attempt something 3 or 4 different ways doesn't mean that you're lost in business. It just means that you're on a different journey, on a different path.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. So a Virtual A-Team, how can we check that out?
Well, one of the great tools that we offer on our website is an online calculator for you to figure out how much is your time worth and how much can you afford to outsource. And the listeners can grab that at canyouaffordtooutsource.com. Super easy URL. And from there, they'll get connected to all of the other places that they can find us.
Great. Thank you.
For sure. Thanks so much.
To all the beautiful souls listening, thank you for joining me on this episode of The Lucy Liu Show. When I'm not podcasting, I am coaching high-achieving women in life transitions, getting unstuck, kissing overwhelm goodbye, and living a more joyful and fulfilled life through strategic goal setting and mindset transformation. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe, rate, or share this with a friend. And don't forget to join me for the next episode. Remember, there is always a way and more blessings are coming your way. For free resources and show notes, head over to lucylucoaching.com.